Alright, I'm almost at 100 subscribers right now, so probably by the time this airs, there'll be 100, but thanks for all the subscribers, all the people who comment, who watch, who like the videos, really thank you. Almost 100 in 1 month is pretty good. Let me show you so this is the first book I picked up. See if you, yeah, right there, Malibu Sun 15. I no longer have this in my possession, but this is the first appearance of Wildcats. It's got a preview and it's got Jim Lee on the cover, or yeah, his artwork. Just previewing it basically. Yeah, and this I've owned 13, 14, and 15, but no longer have any of them for Malibu Sun. But this little preview, probably $20 easy. Yeah, but 13 is Spawn, 14 is Savage Dragon, and 15 is Wildcat. So I got this for I think $1. Yeah, I paid $1 for this Malibu Sun 15, first appearance of Wildcats by Jim Lee. And at the same place that I drove really far for, I only got $2. So this was also $1. Logan's Run 6, first solo Thanos story. Not in bad shape for $1, but not worth the time or the distance I drove to get just only these 2 books for $1 each. Let me show you the inside. Just open this up. So this is probably $30 maybe, 25, $30, but let me show you. Yeah, it kind of looks kind of cute to me, but there's this Drax the Destroyer, but yeah, it's I'd really like to own the artwork to this. Let's see. Yeah, and these were $1 each, but only got 2 things, and I think I drove 30 miles one direction, another 30 back, just to get these 2 books. So to me, it wasn't really worth it, but for you never know. You never know. All right. And then well, yeah. These were, what did I pay? What did I pay? I think it was either 50 cents. Yeah, was this, wait, no, I think this was $0.25. Yeah, this was $0.25, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, this was $0.25. Spider-Man 5, I picked it up because it's, I find these really often, Todd McFarlane, but I noticed that this is, when I had this was raw, and I noticed that it was really kind of high grade, kind of glossy, kind of a sturdier material, and I know in the 90s this book had a very almost something comparable to this, the paper quality. And then I realized that it was I turned it over and I realized that there was an advertisement for the figures, and that this was a reprint, the Toy Biz Marvel Legends reprint variant, and I think this is like $15, maybe 15, 20. Kind of rare, but it's got a really cool cover art. So for $0.25, with or without this reprint, I'd still buy it. It's really, to me, it looks really good. And then for $0.25, never owned this, but it's got a really cool Ramita Jr. Rain. It's Spider-Man: The Lost Year Zero. This is the Clone Saga reprints. It has 3 stories inside that reprints it, but just the cover art, the water, him looking down, and it uses the whole cover. I really like the water. It reminds me of Spider-Man 31 or 30. No, Spider-Man 33, the Ditko cover, where he's covered in water by all the heavy machinery. But yeah, this is a really great looking cover. I'll keep that up. And then so after that, here, I'll show this off. I forgot to show these off. Actually, yeah, this is I paid $21 for this entire Infinity Gauntlet 1 through 6 and Infinity War set. They're all pretty like very fine plus shape. Maybe near mint minus. Infinity Gauntlet 1, really cool looking cover, but I dig this cover the most. And 2, oh, classic. 4, and 5, not the best cover. And 6, so this is a complete 1 through 6 set. 1 through 6 run. Then some extras, but not a complete, but of Infinity War. But this set alone, in near mint, goes for like $150. The Infinity Gauntlet 1 through 6. So for $21, I knew a deal when I see one. And here, let me see. I'll put this up. The next set of books I bought, and these were all books since the last video, but the next set of books I'll just show you what I paid. How do I do this? Let me see. Yeah, I paid 171 bucks, but total, but this is Showcase 73. This is actually a Steve Ditko art and cover. This is the first appearance of Creeper. I really love this character. I have appreciation for it, but Silver Age DC. This is like a very fine minus copy. It's really sharp. But first appearance of the Creeper, Steve Ditko. For $20, it's I'd pay that any day. It's a no-brainer. It's my second copy, but oh, and here's while we're on the subject, let me see what I got. Oh, here's the receipt to my first $8 or the first 8 videos. All the books I got cumulative, showing how much I paid. Yeah, but so this was $20, and let me see, how do I do this? This next book I paid. This was $5. I had to take it out of the bag, but this was $5. The next book. Let me see, how do I do this? I found this coverless. This is Daredevil #1. It's got rust. It's coverless. It's missing the front and back, so it's completely coverless. But I've read all the early issues of every Silver Age Marvel comic, like at least the first 5 issues of every Daredevil, Hulk, Spider-Man, Fantastic Four. So I pretty much can recognize any interior cover of any early issues of any Silver Age Marvel comic because I read them. But you got here. I remember this. I remember this cover. It says, "Whoever bought the first copy wouldn't part for anything." Spider-Man 1. I think it's a Kirby cover, but it's not. He's not doing the art. It says, "Congratulate you for having bought another first prize, first edition magazine." I think this is at least $300 without the cover. But first appearance and origin of Daredevil for $5. Really, when I saw this, I immediately recognized what this was. But origin of Daredevil, I mean, Daredevil #1. I mean, this looks just as good to me, to be quite honest, without the cover. Of course, with the cover, it would have been, probably the best thing maybe of the year I got. But probably the best book maybe the best book this week, and I picked up for the price I paid. But yeah, Daredevil #1, coverless copy. Really happy to have this. Yeah, I can look at it all day. I mean, I know with the cover, you know, it's a big difference, but I don't know. I picked this up, and this was all the same spot. I showed the receipt earlier, but Tales of Suspense 57. Never owned this, and never owned this, of course. But first appearance of Hawkeye, a really big member of the Avengers. Really, it's really beat. It's definitely not high grade. It's probably like a 2.0, maybe even a 1.5. I mean, there's a lot going on here. You can see that there's a lot going on. Unfortunately, this is not high grade, but I paid $50 for this. Yeah, this was 95, priced at 95, but the clerk gave it to me for 50. I probably should have even offered like 45. I think this is it's a solid $100 book in this shape, but I mean, it's really beat. I might need to part ways with this. It's just, it's got so much going on, a lot of spotting and foxing and soiling, and it's really rough. But I think I bought this out of emotion because it's first appearance of Hawkeye. It's a big key, but I don't know. Probably bought it out of emotion. But yeah, first Hawkeye, first Ronin, first Clint Barton. Definitely a good book to have. Move along, and let's put this up. Let's put these here. Got this. Really happy to have this. This was priced at $40, but I obviously would have paid $20 for it. Captain Marvel #1. I really love this cover. Never owned this. It's not the best of shape, but probably a fine minus. But still, I mean, really solid comic. Really solid. Captain Marvel 1, and these are all complete and intact. Fantastic Four 66. I would have never really owned this, but it was $23. But or priced at $23. This is the Warlock Origin issue. It's got a pretty cool cover, and to me, I already own a good amount of these, but for this was priced at $65. But it's really solid. Probably a fine, but yeah, it's really it's not high grade, but fine, maybe mid grade maybe, but it's really solid. Yeah, Hulk 102, the premiere issue. Really love this cover, but I would have I think this is what was this, like $150 worth here, but I would have paid $20 for this, but I didn't haggle. I put this, and I showed him this, and I showed him this, and he just said he'd do them all three for $50 combined. So I didn't even say a word. I just how did I do it? I just, and he said I do them for $50 just like that. So okay, I'm really happy for that. And to round things out, I first appearance of Giant Man, Goliath. This was where is it at? This was at that price, but got it. I think I paid what I pay. I think I paid $15 for this. This is he's gonna be in the I think it's Lawrence or Larry Fishburne. He's gonna play him in the Ant-Man and Wasp movie. I think he might be the villain. But first appearance of Giant Man, Avengers 28. Then I got this. I think I paid $10 for this. Avengers 48, first appearance of Black Knight. I think he's in 47, but he's full in on the cover, so this is the money book. But Avengers 48, first appearance of Black Knight for $10, and this one was I think this was maybe $10 as well. Beautiful Sal Buscema cover. Mighty Avengers 67. I really love the crackle and the black, and then they're all in distress, and Ultron here with a sinister look. But yeah, really beautiful looking comic. Really love this cover. Ooh, this is actually this is also pretty. Well, no, probably maybe a fine plus, but really nice copy of this comic, Avengers 67, and not a lot of people really show love to Avengers, but yeah, really, anytime you can pick these up for those type of prices, you should do that, definitely. And then got this, so that was that, and then I got this for 50 cents. New Mutants 14. This is somewhere else, but not much to say about this. I mean, first appearance of Ilyana Rasputin as Magic. I think this is probably 15, 20, maybe 15 in this shape. But, I mean, a key member of the New Mutants, and actually I think everyone here is going to be on this cover, is going to be in the movie, so, could be a $50 book, $40, $50, $60 book, even in this shape, but New Mutants 14 for 50 cents. I mean, it's a no-brainer to pick up since it's so cheap. But yeah, First Magic, definitely pick that up. Okay. So let me put something up. All right, so I went actually, after this. After I got all these books, I went to buy some more books, and I had a stack of some really good books. And the problem is that because it's me, a lot of dealers and store owners and people who just sell comics, they know that I buy good books, and if you have a stack of really good books and then, something pops out and then it's really undervalued or underpriced, they're going to assume because it's me that, something like this is, not this price. They're going to think it's, $50 and, they look it up, or they don't want to sell it to me, or they say it's, not that price, or they're saying, oh, instead of 50 cents, so I'll do, $20, and, that actually happened, this weekend. Unfortunately, I had the chance to buy Action Comics 254 and 255. 254 is the first appearance of Bizarro #1, and the third appearance of Supergirl, and then 255 is the first appearance of Bizarro, Lois Lane, and might be the fourth Supergirl. And he had them for like the 254 was $15, and the 255 was $10, and they were not near mint, but I mean they were maybe in maybe 7.0, 6.5, 6.0s, mid-grade, but for those prices, because they were DC, or I mean from 1959, I mean they were 10 centers. They were 10 cents, and for them to both be $25. I mean, in high grade shape, I should have bought them, but he threw me off because he said this was the first Bizarro. And I knew that first Bizarro was Superboy 58 or 68. And so I wasn't sure, because a lot of DC comics, I mean, they're just not worth much they're just like, $5 maybe from the Silver Age, and I should have bought them, but I think he quoted me so low that he just didn't want to sell them to me. And I had a stack of I had a stack of 19 comics, and I found the first Planet Hulk 92. He originally said $5, but he said. Then he looked it up on his phone, and then he said, "Oh, it's $40." And he had books that were $2, and he said, "Oh," he just kept changing the prices. He said they're $5, and it just happens so often. There's a lot of books I get, but there's also a lot of books I don't get because I show excitement, and they'll say, "Oh, it's instead of $1, it's $2," or they'll just bump up the price, or they'll take it out of my hands. But anywho, I found these for 50 cents at the store that Weapon X made a YouTube video about. Yeah, I mean, I was really surprised to find these back to back for 50 cents. I mean, these. I mean, I don't know how long these have been in the bins, but these should be gone. I mean, these are really high grade, near mint, minus copies. Whole 377. Maybe $5 retail, $5-10 retail, $7-8 maybe. But for 50 cents, I definitely picked these up at Weapon X's favorite shop. Really happy to find this Green Lantern 51. I've actually owned this before. This is a 1 in 25 Greg Horn variant. I paid $12 the first time I found it, and I think this is like a $25 book. But when I immediately saw it, I knew I had to have it. But I would have been happier if this was the first time I found this. But for 50 cents, it's such a no-brainer copy. And actually, all these comics here in this stack. Let me show you. All these comics. I just paid $4 for all these comics because they were 50 cents a piece. But yeah, I'm really happy to have this for that price. It's just got a really great cover. They use the whole cover. You got eye contact. The mouth is open, and all these bugs and critters. I mean, just a really beautiful Greg Horn cover. Green Lantern 51, 1 in 25. Just really beautiful. I mean, this is like a 7.0. Very fine, very fine. It's not near mint. But, just to find this for 50 cents, I mean, just to wonder how long this has been there and just people just keep passing it. I mean, just a great comic on cover alone. Never owned this, but for 50 cents, I have it now. Avengers Arena 14, Frank Miller, cover swipe, Mike Deodato Jr. It's really beat. There's stuff going on, but for 50 cents, no brainer. I think a $10-15 comic. Cyborg 1, 50 cents. It's a no brainer comic. It's kind of high grade. George Perez cover from I think 82 or 81, but he's gonna be in the Justice League movie, so I guess this is like a $10 comic now. It's always been like a $5 book, but it's a really great cover. I mean, it reminds me of Avengers 87. I think the Black Panther. I think this is probably a cover swipe of that because it's yellow in the background, completely yellow, but it reminds me of that. But this is really high grade. I always like this cover, but for 50 cents, it's a no-brainer. Cyborg 1. It's actually my name right there. That's actually why my channel is called Doom, because of Dr. Doom's real name. But yeah, Cyborg 1. Really happy to find this for 50 cents. I really have it, I already have it, but for 50 cents. Exiles 1. 12. I wouldn't pick this up for more than 50 cents. It's only worth $1. Early day. Alright, sorry about that. The video got cut off, but this is, like I was saying, it's an early Deadpool appearance, but, this was kind of like a throw-in, I had 7 books, and they were 50 cents each, so he just said $3, and then, for 50 cents each, I had 2 more books, so that's why it totaled to only $4. So I got, what did I get? I got 9 books basically for $4 at 50 cents a piece, because that's what this store specializes in, 50-cent books. I never owned this. All-Star Squadron number 47, got 2 copies. Never owned it, so I had to get coming because they were both in the same shape. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just get both. Newsstand direct. Really dig this cover. Kind of violent to me. Not violet, but violent. McFarlane, early McFarlane from '85. People are saying this is the first McFarlane comic art, but I don't believe it. But it's like a $5-10 comic, not really valuable. Some sell for cheaper, like $3, maybe $7. But All-Star Squadron 47, 50 cents. Yeah, it makes sense to me to pick them both up. But yeah, I mean, cool Dr. Fate cover. I like the cape. It just the look he gives is kind of violent, the eyes he makes, but just really happy to have these. This is actually the I mean these are all 50-cent books, but found this in the 50-cent bin. I was really surprised. Young Romance 150 anniversary issue. It's got a really cool looking cover, kind of iconic, borderline. You can see the reflection. It's a reflective cover. The tears, the facial expression, the emotion covers the whole book. It's a VG copy, maybe VG minus. Young Romance, again, anniversary issue 150. Maybe in this shape, like a $30 comic, $20-$30 maybe, probably $30. But again, I found this in the 50-cent bin, and surprisingly enough, this belonged to Mark Waid. I've met him before, obviously. Mark Waid collection. So there's no COA, but maybe with this provenance, maybe $50, $40-$50. But really, really cool cover. Young Romance, 150. So again, these were all pages $4 for all these books. Starting with the Hulk 377s. Just thought I'd show this off just in time for the Justice League movie. Justice League 21, the Alamo City Comic-Con variant. Contender gave this to me earlier this year. Kind of just gifted it to me. Really, really thankful. Really, really beautiful comic. This is a legitimate 9.8, near mint copy. This is really flawless. Just a gradable CGC worthy book. This is probably like a $20-$25 comic, but probably $20. But just condition alone is just phenomenal. But this is just a really great looking cover. Really great. I like the black. And I just, I like the way Flash looks, and then the angles, and just Batman. Just really great looking cover of the team. But I'll say this. It has to have Superman on the cover. It just doesn't feel right for a Justice League team to have no Superman, and then to not even have a Green Lantern. But it just has to have at least Superman. But just a really great looking cover. Just really great looking comic. Just really beautiful to me. Really, I could just stare at it all day. The photo cover. It's come full circle. It used to look like this. Then it went to like painted Alex Ross, and then it just went to just straight up, set photos from the movie. But just a really beautiful looking cover, really beautiful looking book to me. So thank you, Contender. And he also gave me more books, but I'd have to dig those out. Really happy to have this. This was definitely the best book I got since the last video I showed. But I forgot to mention, Daredevil is my favorite superhero. That's Marvel. My favorite hero is of course Batman, but my favorite Marvel character, heroes or villains, is just Daredevil. I can really relate to the character of Matt Murdock. But so really just happy to have this. I would have obviously preferred if this was, a Spider-Man 1 coverless, or even a Hulk 1 coverless. It'd be worth a whole lot more. But just really happy to have these books that I own, and thanks again for all the people who watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, comment. All the regular people who always comment on the videos, like Timothy, the Canadian comic hunter, Longshanks. Thanks for all the support, and thanks. All right, peace out.